Welcome back and let's get into this. This is going to be a longer video, but I'm trying to cover as much good tips as I can in this video, and I'm quite happy with a fair few of these, so let's get to them. Number 1. Bind your map to a mouse button. I was going to make a separate video on this because I think it's such an important tip, but I can't stress enough to bind your map button to somewhere more accessible for you. I have mine on my mouse thumb button. As the game doesn't have a minimap, being able to open and close it very quickly is a godsend. It'll help you stay on track and move into the right direction more efficiently, and you can check the map while walking. If you're playing in duos or trios, this becomes even more important. Your teammates show up on your minimap as little white dots, and this means if you hear a sound in a certain direction, instead of verbally gaining information and deciding if you're made and waiting for a response, simply open your map, look at where they are, and you can usually figure it out very quickly if it was your mate or not. This has helped me personally many times already to figure out if I heard someone else or a friend. 2. Items tell you where they spawn. Most items that you don't commonly come across I usually describe where to find them. Struggling to find the Veltacite deposits? They spawn near waterfalls. Can't find that last twinkle to upgrade your prison wallet? They spawn in coolers and lockers in high threat and above areas. This worked only for items shown in your quarters upgrade screen and the printer. However, as of 1.1.0, all mission text have been updated and they should be more accurate and helpful and also tell you where you can find certain items. 3. Deploy via the tab. If you're as tired as me as running around the station back and forth and then going all the way back to drop in, instead what you can do is you can open your tab menu or your inventory, move over to play, and from there you can launch straight down to Fortuna 3. In addition, you can also access your inventory and other not as important things. 4. Drag backpack to empty it. If you have enough space in your stash, simply dragging your bag into your stash and re-equipping it can be a very nice time saver. Just don't forget to restock your ammo and your meds. 5. Healing plants. There are healing plants that are scattered in some areas such as the jungle. These will heal you standing near them, although you do make a noise every time it ticks to heal you and give away your position, so do be careful. 6. Splitting and dropping items. A lot of you will already know about shift left clicking a stack to drop a certain amount of items. However, I see a fair few people do this when they are trying to drop a single item such as a med kit or a stim. If you want to only drop a single item, simply shift right click on it instead, and it'll drop only a single item, skipping the pop-up box. 7. Inventory management. Your character's inventory, so your bag and safety pockets, are based on weight alone, whereas your quarter stash is based on slots. Therefore, you can simply sell spare ammo and items you can buy for cheap from traders. This isn't money efficient, as you may need to rebuy the ammo, but I personally like to have more room for valuable loot than have useless ammo sitting around in my inventory. Also, if you already have 1 or 2 stacks of a certain item, you can probably sell that single item just to make a little bit more room. Do bear in mind, however, that there is no real trash items in this game. All items are used for either some sort of mission item, upgrade item, or as a craft item. This also leads us nicely to the next tip. 8. Don't sleep on your quarter upgrades. You will need to upgrade your quarters in order to carry more in your safety pockets and increase the slots in your stash. You can also increase your K-Mags and Armour regeneration, as well as your daily supply crate. This means the crate can drop green and even blue items the more you upgrade it. In addition, don't forget to claim these as soon as you log on, and just before you log off. Especially the K-Mags tend to hit the maximum very quickly. Moving to another thing you should not ignore or forget to do. 9. Repair your armour. Before dropping in, you want to make sure to repair your armour to ensure it will provide the best protection it can for as long as it can. You can do this by going to the printer, pressing up here on repair, or by pressing A or D. Simply click on the item you want to repair and press repair. This is instantaneous and only costs K-Marks. It will even show you which item you currently have equipped, so you don't have to repair everything to ensure you repair the right armor. 10. Have a good reason to drop, but also have a plan B. Going into a drop without a purpose can often result in overstaying your welcome and getting massively sidetracked. Making money, PvP and progression are usually the most common reasons to drop in, so ideally pick one of them and stick to it. For example, if your goal is progression and you have a backpack full of Titan ore, you should make your way out and not chase PvP. Equally, if you have what you came for, don't risk all that stuff just to see what's in that nice shiny box over there. The more experience you have, the more risk you can put into the game, but trust me, dying when you have exactly what you need for progression, just for that unnecessary compound cheat, can make that death so much more frustrating. In addition, as I mentioned, have a plan B. If you drop in and you realize that your routing from your spawn point to your nearest extract or even the furthest extract is a bit awkward, simply go for a plan B. So for example, there's been plenty of times where I've spawned up by the waterfalls, and both exits were literally where I spawned. So for me to go down to the science campus to get some kills and then all the way back would mean I have to cross the map twice and basically increase the odds of me dying. In those situations, it's much easier to turn your progression loot run into either a PvP run or making a money run. So in this situation, I looted labs and went straight back out. 11. Footprints will lead you to eggs. If you're randomly walking around and suddenly you spot spider footprints, odds are there is a nest nearby with an egg in it. These eggs are needed for tasks and potentially quarter upgrades, although I'm not at that point yet, so I can't confirm. A more detailed video on these, however, is in the works. 12. Stamina management. Stamina management is very important in this game. Running, jumping, climbing, melee attacks and mining will all drain your stamina. You want to keep as much as possible for a simple reason: stealth. Running, climbing and jumping in itself is very noisy, especially the more you're carrying on you. But once you get below about 1/3 of your stamina bar, you start breathing very heavily, which makes it very easy for other players to pinpoint your location, but also stop you from hearing others as your character is basically having a breakdown. In addition, if you have no stamina left and get shot at, you're essentially a sitting duck. Always keep some stamina for an escape route, which can be that last third that we just talked about. Because you've been spotted, who cares about stealth? Simply use it to get out of there. You can regenerate your stamina while walking, but fully standing, ideally in a safe position, will refill it very quickly. Which gets us to the next point. 13. Running with a tool, knife or stim will make you run faster.
Run faster with a knife. Everyone runs faster with a knife.
So like in many other games, it's faster to run with your knife out. Only do this, however, if you're convinced that it is safer to run with a knife out than it is with your gun. You don't want to push into the unknown with a stim in your hand. Although a frag grenade will still give you a speed boost and some sort of panic attack response if you happen to run into someone. And again, this puts us nicely to our next point. 14. Don't sleep on grenades. Now, this is a very good tip in real life, but also don't ignore the importance of grenades in this game. Smoke grenades can provide a very good cover to either escape or get into your leaving extract ship as you're being shot at. Grenades can clear areas that you're not sure if you hit someone or not, such as this example. I thought I hit someone, I wasn't sure, naded it, and it saved me a lot of hassle, potentially my life. Gas grenades are amazing at creating an area of deniability or force people to fall back or push out of a building, for example, giving you extra space to either maneuver, to flank around, simply leave the area, or heal up and then push. In addition, audio grenades can be an amazing distraction, especially for solo players. As in this clip, unfortunately I didn't get the kill, but if I had a better gun and a bit more patience, I'm sure I could have killed both of them, as they were both very distracted by the grenade. 15. Apex sliding is a thing. Apex sliding can help you get down some hills and even stairs, and if you ever played Apex, you'll likely already be used to this. Simply sprint, then hold crouch to start sliding. This can also be done on flat surfaces in small distances, and in combination of jumping and strafing, it can throw off someone's aim that might be shooting at you currently, while you're trying to get in cover. 16. Easy hand-in tasks. This one can be an easy trap. I ended up handing in a lot of optic glass with Azuris, and then having to farm them once I needed them to progress the main story. It's a nice little boost to level up a certain faction early on, but you need to consider if it's worth the effort of refarming an item to the reward. 17. Team up. This sounds like an obvious suggestion, but I went from playing about 12 hours solo to playing 12 hours duo and back to solo again. And although I do enjoy playing solo as it's a different kind of challenge, but being with at least one more person turns this game into a much better game. As the saying goes, nothing brings people closer than shared suffering. But in all seriousness, being able to rely on someone else, being able to both focus on a single person, someone having your back while you heal up after you've been shot at, is incredibly helpful. Well, that rounds it up for all the tips I can currently give. I'm sure I'll be learning more very soon, and I'll be making video number 2 as soon as I have some more tips to share with you. Please do let me know if you think I've missed anything or if you disagree with any of these tips. But other than that, please leave us up for more Cylce Frontier videos coming soon, and a like or dislike, whichever you find more applicable. And once again, thanks for watching. Nice.